What is reality? It is something that can't be denied even if you try. I'm Vita.
我是 Vita.
I love you all.
我爱你们.
The girl's body faded quickly, melting into the air and ultimately dissipating like salt snow. Everything happened so quickly that even the two well-informed witnesses found themselves momentarily lost in thought. Indeed, that's the natural order of things. Death rarely comes with a warning. It strikes suddenly, leaving a cruel outcome for the wishful mortals. It is unreasonable, unsympathetic, and unequivocal. Survivors would naturally try to search for a reason that didn't exist. Was it because she was closest to the passage of the Sigma space at the final moment? Or did her power trigger some unknown laws when she predicted the path? But they had no way to be sure. The only girl who would give them a clear answer was gone. Perhaps she had a chance to glimpse the truth hidden in the shadows at her final moment before disappearing, but her last words were, "I love you all." Instead of leaving the truth she found, her will, or advice, she only left behind a confession of her love. Isn't making such a romantic exit exactly something that Vita would do? Vita, she... So that means the communication was cut off, really? I'm sorry, we were right there, but we couldn't do anything in the blink of an eye. It wasn't your fault, Kira-senpai. Not even someone like me who was inherited the sage's power could sense anything in advance in this world. Anyway, we need to figure out what happened. Their plan had failed, and an important companion was killed suddenly. Even so, the enforcers tasked to save the world managed to keep their calm as befitting to their role. According to our original plan, Susanna would return to the proper world through Mistelle's passage after she completed her mission. However, in the next instant, the passage connecting us to the proper world disappeared, and Vita, who was about to reinforce the passage, also. Everyone's attention naturally focused on Mistelle, who was both a witness and an involved party. Vita and the passage were both affected by something at the same time. It is right, Mistelle. I think so. There was a huge shock when the situation changed and the communication was cut off. Fortunately, those parts that had been converted into building materials had a weak connection with me, or else I would have dissipated too. If I didn't see it happen with my own eyes, I might even suspect that this woman is playing another trick. Yet it's true. Vita and the passage disappeared before our eyes. You used the word cut off just now, Miss Mistelle. Are you more inclined to believe that the disappearance of Vita and the passage is a result of some external force? Doctor, just get to the point. Can I see someone set us up? Was this the work of Sa you mentioned? The mysterious power in the Sea of Quanta, Sa, is comparable to the cocoon of finality. The party only learned of this existence recently because of Shigure Kira. Things are really unpredictable. I have no evidence to prove whether it's Sa, but I did feel some intervening force at the moment before the passage was disconnected. That's in line with our guess. If we plan to flee with Sa's world, it won't let it happen. I miscalculated. I wanted to avoid Sa, but I didn't expect that we might alarm it. I hope this set shows itself. You made the set sound so amazing, but hiding and playing us like a coward. What's up with that? It's hard to say. Maybe it's not only powerful, but also very cautious. So, is that why it targeted Vita? Sa wants to stop us from the shadows. That's why it targeted Vita, who can deduce future events. Otherwise, Vita would have noticed the intervention. That's quite possible. But that also means this is just the beginning. From now on, we might have to fight Sa, an existence on par with Cocoon of Finality. That would give us a chance to fight it and revenge for Miss Vita. Her of Sentient's heroic words were interrupted by some kind of sudden noise. Meanwhile, everyone noticed her projection has somehow changed. What's wrong, Sila? Why is it? Herrscher of Sentience. Our communication's cut off. It's not just our communication. I also feel something affecting me. If the power is directly interfering with this world, I'm afraid it'll be... It seems that the meeting must end now, but that's not all. There isn't much time left for them to act. The countdown to the end of the world has started. Devour, merge, and annihilate. Apocalypse, doom, and death. No matter which word they use, that thing will come as promised. And those who try to turn around the fate of the world, their real suffering begins now. What's wrong, Sila? Is it still not working? Can't you do something with the sage's authority you have? You're so noisy. Just keep your mouth shut if you can't do anything to help. Who do you think took care of the monsters just then? There's been more and more of them since earlier. I can handle them, but I'm only one person. If we wait any longer, those little wisps that worship you won't be able to stay out of it. Can't be helped. Our communication with Sila is probably jammed. But we can't confirm how it's jammed. It might be possible to restore the signal if it's just an ordinary jamming method. That's easy. Let's go under the moon. It's closest to the tower. The signal should be strongest there. Yes, that's a good idea. We can even get rid of these ghastly creatures along the way. Sure, follow closely behind me. Don't slow me down. Come on, I bet you just like to charge forward blindly. Why don't you follow me? I learned what it's really like to be efficient. What's this efficiency you were telling me about, Sila? I seem to have eliminated more monsters than you. I can't help it if they like you more. As they say, like attracts like. Really now, you look like you're related to them because of your large claws. Facts speak louder than words. You should really call me your master when it comes to fighting. What's that? I don't know. I think it appeared at the same time as those monsters. The mists seem to have gotten thinner after we defeated the monsters. Both the monster and the black mist appeared after our communication was cut off. That means... Wait, what are you doing? There's no point guessing. Let's go and find out directly. To touch something unknown. Are you too happy-go-lucky? Who do you think I am? Mere mist can't do anything to me. You. What's this? It looks like your direct approach worked. I'm afraid this black mist is part of Sa's trap. Like the monsters, it's constantly spreading over here from the edge of the world, and is determined to drive us away. Fine then, we won't fall for its trap. Hey Sila, are you also able to summon that sand servant like the other Sila? What? Are things getting too hot for you? Weren't you all high and mighty just then? I'm just kindly giving you some advice since I see you're in a hurry. Now's not the time to argue. If that sand servant really can save us some time. No, the black mist can trap the sand servant too. Fine then, it's up to me after all. That looks like the city of the Wisps where we first met. Oh no, the monsters and the black mist have already reached over there. Let's hurry over there. Those wisps seem... They aren't reacting at all. Although it doesn't seem appropriate to say this, don't these wisps look like they have crystallized? As she said, endless wisps were suspended in midair like an eerie painting in the middle of the night. Try not to be so depressed. Although it's a pity, we need to continue our way, and they're just dead people. That's not certain. They would only disappear in the air if they can't get moonlight and won't become crystals like this. Or else, who knows how many crystals we would have encountered along the way. So it should be possible for these wisps to recover. There's some sense in Sila's analysis, but we can't stop the crystallization process, and we can't stay here for long, or the creatures will keep spreading black mist. I know, let's think of a solution after the commotion. Not that I care a lot about their existence, I just think being rushed and cursory won't help our next move. You're getting better at imitating the other Sila. Stop fooling around, let's hurry over to the foot of the tower. Passing by the sand servant, who was also crystallized, Sila and the others arrive at a place opposite to the tower and immediately try to reconnect with their companions in another world. Please work. Sila, are you okay? Everything is fine for now. It looks like you finally found a way to make contact with us. This is where the two worlds are closest spatially, a simple but effective principle. Our communication wasn't cut off due to supernatural laws, but simply caused by the instability of the two worlds. That also means we have no time to waste. The connection between the two Silas is also unstable and can be broken anytime. So you should stop ranting like that. Hurry up and brief them. Everyone share information quickly. Monsters and the black mist attacked your world. The situation over here hasn't deteriorated significantly, just the power grid and telecom system paralyzed on large scale. Because the tower that can stabilize the world is on your side? I don't know about that. However, since we're able to make contact like this, that means the authority of the sage is also effective in the world over there. Sila, we can try to use this authority to suppress the changes on your side. That makes sense. So we need to do that constellation rite again. Sila and I will perform the rite at the same time. During this time, it's up to you to protect Sila, treasure of sentience. Boss me around. Hurry up, and remember to let me know when you're done, so I can take a break. Let's start then, Sila. As always, the twin tower sages focus their power and spread it throughout the world. Everything went especially smooth this time, with nothing getting in their way. Sila, something's happening. Look. Look, they're starting to move again. Looks like it's worked. How are you? Can you speak? The moonlight. The moon. Lord Sage. Is it craving for the moonlight? But isn't this place always illuminated by the moonlight? The moonlight. So cold. So very cold. Something's wrong. Stay away from it. The black mist is returning. It's so cold. The moonlight is fusing. Lord Sage. Sila, are you fine? I'm okay, but the consolation rite didn't work. Instead, we have more enemies to fight now. Maybe that wisp is a trap to make us surprised. But they're underestimating us with a trap of this level. Don't let your guard down. If we're up against that unfathomable Sa, I'm afraid there will be no end to these monsters. Let's finish this battle first. We're safe now, but the black mist is appearing in the distance. Feels like a new wave of enemy will come soon. There really is no end to these monsters. Isn't Sa supposed to be similar to the cocoon of finality? Is that all it can do? An unending wave could be troublesome too. Although you can still manage easily, you won't be fighting forever. Why are you demoralizing us like it doesn't concern you? I'm sorry, but they make a good point. Prof Rock, were you having a private chat with Prometheus? Yes, in fact, we reached a consensus. In short, we recommend you come to the world on this side, which means you should retreat from the country of Iron Sand. The best strategy you came up with is run away. You won't be just running away. In fact, South Snow Holy City isn't much safer than the country of Iron Sand right now. I'll sum up the situation. According to the info we got from Kira and Lita, we can basically assume that an existence called Sa is secretly influencing these two worlds. Prior to this, we learned some of his past actions, creating interstellar predators, blowing up fallen stars, and according to Miss Xiao's speculation, is establishing laws of fusion and annihilation of the world. Although we don't know why these actions were taken, at the very least, we know Sa is passionate about destroying civilization. Yes, we know that. But there's the problem. According to your words, both the residents and sun servants only being crystallized and not directly annihilated. If Sa is attempting to do something like blowing up the fallen star, freezing the country of Iron Sand should only be one step. What do you mean? It's just beginning? Sorry, I didn't explain things clearly. Governed by certain laws, the two bubble universes will merge with each other and eventually perish. However, I didn't elaborate on how this fusion would take place. For example, when asked about what fusion means to you, the image of two soap bubbles approaching each other slowly in a basin of water until the tension of their films exceeds the limit, causing the bubbles to burst. In fact, it was this type of slow and deadly fusion that took place between the two bubble universes in the first place, but the situation changed suddenly in the last hour. Looks like Sa doesn't want to wait any longer. He intends to directly intervene and accelerate the fusion by pushing one of the soap bubbles, which is the country of Iron Sand. Yes. That's why it needs to crystallize its residents first. But what does that have to do with pushing the bubble? Are they in the way? This is a soap bubble the size of the entire world. Even Sa would need to use up some considerable amount of energy. Maybe it's not willing to expend this amount of energy, or maybe it just can't be bothered. In short, it's pushing the country of Iron Sand with the energy of the bubble universe itself. So that's why this scoundrel froze the wisps and sapped their energy instead of directly annihilating them. Too stingy. Why is Sa sounding more and more underhanded? It's not that the means are underhanded. Didn't the cocoon of finality also pass out judgments through Herschers by accumulating and destroying civilization? Moreover, what makes a means underhanded or not? Do you think a war without the smoke of gunpowder is not a war? Why are you sounding more and more like Dr. May? I roughly understand. Sa is intending to control the country of Iron Sand with black mist first, then use it as a tool to perish both worlds. Herrscher of Sentience and I are currently unable to deal with the black mist. Sa may be able to suppress the sage's authority, which is why consolation didn't work. Rather than fighting alone, we should join force to be stronger. After all, based on past events, it seems that the sage was able to protect the world better in the tower. We'll take a step forward by retreating. If the sealer who has the sage's authority is able to leave the country of Iron Sand, we'll have a negative assurance that the bubble universe won't be destroyed immediately, even if the black mist has covered it. On the contrary, Sa will need some time to bypass the sage's authority and take over this world. This will buy us critical time to consider our next move. Of course, you don't need to worry about your wisp friends. From an economic perspective, Sa won't kill them until they're no longer useful. Haven't you witnessed this with your own eyes? We can't do anything here. We'll come up with a way to get over there. Really, we're gonna run away like this? How embarrassing. But as I say, I would do anything for you. What if I lose face? You're such a rascal. But how can we travel there? According to the rules, we both only count as half a sage. Can we travel that far? This is my moment to shine. Didn't I already show everyone my bridge-making skills? Are you sure you want to do that again? I must remind you that you haven't recovered all the energy you used up. Don't worry, I know my limit. Compared with the distance back to the proper world, connecting these two bubble universes won't be very difficult. I've also become more proficient after the previous attempt. I should be able to get it done if Dr. Schrödinger spent 10 minutes helping me determine the coordinates. You want to reconnect the passage that was cut off to the country of iron sand. Of course, this way will save time and minimize material consumption. Okay, let's get started.